All right. Well, welcome everybody once again to the Junk Shop Library channel, home of Improv Bible Study and of Terrible Bible ASMR. Tuesday and Thursday evenings and Friday evenings, respectively. Used to be at no particular time and usually in the afternoon, but I think the amount of delight we had in the chat this past session speaks for itself, and we'll be moving to a more night owl friendly schedule. Little bit of housekeeping before we dive into the Word of the Lord. First of all, let me welcome lucky number 30, Mr. Orion. Glad to have you on board, sir. Welcome. Hope to see you in the chat periodically. I understand from a couple of our members that the chat during the premieres doesn't necessarily work real good, if at all, on some platforms. So just know that that's a known issue and one I can't do anything about. Second, less fun little bit of housekeeping. This is not something I've mentioned or dealt with before on air, as it were. But normalization begins at home, right? I deal with a significant amount of depression and near debilitating anxiety daily, as many people do. I am receiving real for sure proper treatment for that. It's not just essential oils or anything. I have actual medical professionals invested in helping me, or at the very least invested in my copay. But all of which is to say, the reason, one of the reasons why this used to be such an irregular broadcast, and one of the reasons why I'm forcing myself to make it regular now, is the mental health stuff. So anyway, today, while I remain committed to getting an Improv Bible Study out to the fam, as the kids say, on time, I could not face a camera today. Neither in terms of live recording nor the staged photo shoots that normally accompany my audio-only broadcasts. So instead today, you get to see paintings of me. These were made for me by a wonderful account at Anger Spread Thin, all one word. Same account on Twitter and on Instagram, and you should definitely check out her artwork in various media. Many thanks to her for that, and I will have links to her in the description below. You should definitely go check that out. I believe that's all the housekeeping I've got. So without further ado, let's see what God the Most Merciful has in store for us today. It was baby-eaten mamas last time, so who knows? Let's dive right in, shall we?
All
let's see if this works.
Junk Shop Library's Improv Bible Study. Are you ready for this?
These are the words of the covenant, which the Lord commanded Moses to make with the children of Israel in the land of Moab, beside the covenant which he made with them in Horeb. And Moses called unto all Israel, and said unto them, Ye have seen all that the Lord did before your eyes in the land of Egypt, unto Pharaoh, and unto all his servants, and unto all his land, the great temptations which thine eyes have seen, the signs, and those great miracles. Yet the Lord hath not given you an heart to perceive, and eyes to see, and ears to hear, unto this day. And I have led you 40 years in the wilderness. Your clothes have not waxen old upon you, and thy shoe is not waxen old upon thy foot. Ye have not eaten bread, neither have ye drunk wine or strong drink, that ye might know that I am the Lord thy God. And when you came unto this place, Sihon the king of Heshbon, and Og the king of Bashan, came out against us unto battle, and we smote them. And we took their land, and gave it for an inheritance unto the Reubenites, and to the Gadites, and to the half-tribe of Manasseh. Keep therefore the words of this covenant, and do them, that ye may prosper in all that ye do. Ye stand this day, all of you, before the Lord your God, your captains of your tribes, your elders and your officers, with all the men of Israel, your little ones, your wives, and thy stranger that is in thy camp, from the hewer of thy wood unto the drawer of thy water, that thou shouldest enter into covenant with the Lord thy God, and into his oath which the Lord thy God maketh with thee this day, that he may establish thee today for a people unto himself, and that he may be unto thee a God, as he hath said unto thee, and as he hath sworn unto thy fathers, to Abraham, to Isaac, and to Jacob. Neither with you only do I make this covenant and this oath, but with him that standeth here with us this day before the Lord our God, and also with him that is not here with us this day. For ye know how we have dwelt in the land of Egypt, and how we came through the nations which passed ye by, and ye have seen their abominations, and their idols, wood and stone, silver and gold, which were among them. Lest there should be among you man or woman, or family, or tribe, whose heart turneth away this day from the Lord our God, to go and serve the gods of these nations, lest there should be among you a root that beareth gall and wormwood. And it come to pass, when he heareth the words of this curse, that he bless himself in his heart, saying, I shall have peace, though I walk in the imagination of mine heart, to add drunkenness to thirst. The Lord will not spare him, but then the anger of the Lord and his jealousy will smoke against that man, and all the curses that are written in this book shall lie upon him, and the Lord shall blot out his name from under heaven. And the Lord shall separate him unto evil out of all the tribes of Israel, according to the curses of the covenant that are written in this book of law, so that the generation to come of your children that shall rise up after you, and the stranger that shall come from a far land, shall say, when they see the plagues of that land, and the sicknesses which the Lord hath laid upon it, and that the whole land thereof is brimstone and salt and burning, and it is not sown, nor beareth, nor any grass groweth therein, like the overthrow of Sodom and Gomorrah, Admah and Zeboim, which the Lord overthrew in his anger and in his wrath. Even all nations shall say, Wherefore hath the Lord done thus unto this land? What meaneth the heat of this great anger? And then men shall say, Because they have forsaken the covenant of the Lord God of their fathers, which he made with them when he brought them forth out of the land of Egypt. For they went and served other gods, and worshipped them, gods whom they knew not, whom he had not given unto them. And the anger of the Lord was kindled against this land, to bring upon it all the curses that are written in this book. And the Lord rooted them out of their land in anger, and in wrath, and in great indignation, and cast them into another land, as it is this day. The secret things belong unto the Lord our God, but those things which are revealed belong unto us and to our children forever, that we may do all the words of this law. And there we have Deuteronomy, the 29th chapter, more of the same. Again. Holy Jesus, it literally is just more of the same, isn't it? This is literally chapter 28 with all the specifics taken out. That last long chapter with the curses and the boils and the mildew and the baby-eaten mamas and the great afflictions and the itch that can't be scratched and the all of that, all the bad shit that's going to happen to you if you worship anybody but the Lord thy God. So don't worship anybody other than the Lord thy God so that bad shit don't happen to you. And oddly, I mean, because we're familiar, right? By now. We're familiar with the format preferred by this book. So I guess there is a way in which this chapter is interesting, even if only mildly and if only structurally, because normally the way the unknown author known as Moses approaches these sorts of things is he says, I will give unto you a horse, and that horse shall be tall, and that horse shall be broad of shoulder, and sturdy of leg, and solid of flank, and gentle of temperament, save in battle against thine enemy, and then it shall be fierce. And it shall require neither bridle nor bit, for it shall come unto thy hand as the new bride cometh easily under the control of her groom, and shall do whatsoever thing he saith unto her, so shall the horse do in the hand of the righteous man. That's normally the format, right? I'm going to give you a car. It'll be a Volkswagen Bug. It's going to be baby shit tan. It's going to make a weird purring noise in second gear for no readily discernible reason. And its left turn signal is not going to work, but it'll get you where you want to go. You know, that's fairly universal. You state, and then you elaborate, if necessary, which in the case of this bloody book seems to be necessary all the time, or at least perceived to be so. Well, but here you've got the exact same formula, only backwards. In 29, you've got, here's the oodles and squillions of good, wonderful, yummy things that will happen to you if you follow the laws of the Lord your God and if you suck up only to him. And here's the long list of excruciating torments that shall be your lot if you do otherwise. Then you turn the page into chapter 29, and it's instead of an explication and a going on and on, it's a summary. It's the Reader's Digest version. So, okay, look, I tried. All right. This is literally a summary of last chapter, and that's the only thing I can think of that's at all interesting about it, is that it comes after instead of before, as opposed to, so that the section goes from the specific out unto the general, as opposed to from the general down unto the specific, as has tended to be the wont of this book so far. And given that means we get to wrap this one early, because there's no baby-eating mamas, and there's no fiery serpents, and there's no Fecal, the captain of the guard. Somebody, I got to tell y'all this while I've got you here as a captive audience. One of these videos from way back in Genesis, from Abraham's warlording days, chapter called Fecal's Pointless Cameo, either has an enormous fan or has become a weird point of intersection with something else, because it's getting watched like multiple times a week. So either one person just really, really loves it, or it has attached itself like a Minoc to something else in the YouTube verse and is getting attention that way. And I have no idea which, and I don't know which idea I like better. Come for the Bible, stay for Junk Shop talking about himself nonstop. All right. Well, let's see. I did the housekeeping at the beginning. I don't think I've got anything else. Oh, I should go ahead and do one thing, which I've been putting off doing because I'm a little uncomfortable with it, but I should go ahead and say it explicitly. I have a Patreon now, and my computer is dying. A slow, genteel, dignified sort of death, but an unmistakable one nonetheless. So, if you were to happen to have just a little bit of spare cash, right, like any of us do these days, right? And just absolutely no earthly idea what to do with it, my suggestion would be you pop on over to patreon.com/JunkshopLibrary and throw a little bit of it my way towards the Junk Shop's new computer and or webcam fund. Because as delightful as this voice is, you know what originally drew you in was my facial expressions and my gesticulation. All right. Well, yes, that made me very uncomfortable. Okay, so we will see you again. Let's see. This will be Thursday. This will be Thursday when this premieres, which means that we will reconvene again tomorrow for Terrible Bible ASMR at 9 p.m. Tomorrow night. That's 9 p.m. Central Daylight Time, which is only helpful if you're in the U.S. of A. Otherwise, well, it'll tell you on the thumbnail for the premiere what it'll be your time. All right. Well, we will see you again then, and then we'll reconvene yet again here on Tuesday for Deuteronomy chapter 30 under the Improv Bible Study imprimatur. Oh yes, welcome once again to our new 30th subscriber, Mr. Orion, and I'm on Discord now. Kind of. What the Craft helped me get my server set up the other night. Thank you so much to the witch half of What the Craft, because I would not ever have gotten as far as I did without her help. So everybody, big round of applause. Hit 1 in the chat. I know I've got some folks watching this premiere live. Hit 1 in the chat for a round of applause to say thank you to the wonderful witch of the South. All right. Well, now I'm just talking for the sake of it, it seems. So I'll go ahead and tootle on out of here, and we'll see you again tomorrow night. And until then, everybody take care, be safe, and as always, stand against hate. Bye now.